YouTube to make sure that it's going live on YouTube. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. It feels like, I don't know, if there's a midnight, it feels like the end of time. I'm so tired. I'm so ready. Okay. It looks like, yes, we are live on YouTube. Excellent. And Twitch. So good morning, everybody. Welcome and thanks for joining. This is going to be a quick show today, so that's why I wanted to make sure it was on YouTube, so anybody who misses it can just check it out later on. So let me just pin the thing that will notify everyone. I'm just going to start the auction. That's easier. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, everyone. Hang on. Let me look on here. Good morning. Hey, Pay Tribute, Lisa, Nietzsche, welcome in. Card Cycle, good morning. IBCC Shop, good morning. Canadian Club Flipper, what's up? Good morning. Lisa Bosco and Jam Brad. Jam Brad, what's up? And welcome in everybody else who's come in that I've missed your name, but I welcome you to the show. Gatsby's, good morning. I took my pills early this morning so that I wouldn't be so dizzy during this show. So yes, I am feeling a little bit better. Thanks, IBCC Shop. But basically, the pills, I'm supposed to take them every 8 hours as needed, but the pills only last like 7 hours, not even 6 hours. So I have in between time. Yeah, but it's okay. So like it's a little woozy right now, but it's gonna get better. So, and I have to I need food in my stomach or I get like super nauseous. But anyways, whatever. Funky Junk Shop, good morning. Okay, so this is going to be a quick show. I apologize, but it has to be a quick show because I have so much to do. I need to find, if anybody knows, a security company in Ontario, not Northern Ontario, but Ontario. They can do last minute requests because the security company for our festival suddenly had to cancel. And I just want to scream. So that's what I'm going to be doing this morning. Instead of talking to you, is trying to find a security company. Unless someone can like tell me they own a security company and they can help me out. I haven't tried Logix. I'm gonna add that. Logixx. Okay. Logic Security. Ooh, okay. I will definitely call them. I'm like at the point of like, good morning, Picky. Picky Pix is in the house. I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm starting to learn how to use my vertigo pills. Peg's Shop. Good morning. Welcome in. I love your little icon. Yeah, so I'm learning. I just have to like Yesterday was Wednesday. Secure Guard. Awesome. I will check them out too. Writing it all down. Thank you. Good morning, Yard Yeller. I asked Lord Google, so I'm gonna call some of the places in the Peterborough area first. Elise, Treasure Chest. Peg Shop says, can you tell me where I can do a giveaway? Yeah, absolutely. Let me show you how to set up a giveaway. Hang on. You go to the show that you're going to run. So we're going to actually go into a future show because you can do this while you're live. So I could do this in this show while I'm live, but say no, it's like tomorrow's show. You're going to do something and do a giveaway. Now, you can watch my other shows to see my rants on whether or not I believe giveaways are a good idea. If you're a Canadian seller, I don't think giveaways are a good idea because they're very expensive because you pay for the shipping. So what you want to do is go right here to the little shop button. Okay. And then you're going to go to the plus sign and you're going to create a quality listing. You could do a temporary listing, but I kind of like to add pictures and like an explanation. You can do a temporary listing for a giveaway. I recommend doing quality listing at all times, but that's just me. So you're going to put your pictures in. So let's just put something random. There we go. 2 days to go until complete. Okay. And then what are you going to put? You're in Ohio. So you probably want to use, if you're in Ohio, then you want to use the take advantage of the fact that in the United States, you can turn on, and you can find this out at help.whatnot.com. Look for the letter mail option. It'll search for letter mail, and it'll explain to you how to set up letter mail in the United States so you can do letter mail. And then you're going to select, if you're doing letter mail, yeah, you want to select stickers for or sports cards or TCG. Those are the three categories that letter mail will work with. So we're going to do stickers. And so if you were going to do a gift card inside, I would select stickers. And then you're going to put fabulous sticker pack in. And then your description, blah, 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 blah. Quantity available. And then cheap shipping. You do want to do the cheap shipping because the other shipping ain't so cheap. And then you're going to select giveaway right here. So you have three options, and then it's going to say this to you. Blah, 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 blah. I always just keep it there so that next time I'm teaching about giveaway, it'll stay. Now, everyone, followers only or everyone. I recommend you always select followers only because then that way, at least if they want to enter your giveaway, they have to follow you. And then there's a buyer appreciation option. That's a buyer's giveaway. I'm not good. I am not a fan of buyer's giveaways because there's too much butthurt out there about them. So, but you can learn more about buyer's giveaways at help.whatnot.com. Okay. And then I recommend if you're in the US of A, you do not turn on international shipping because if you do that, it's going to cost you $20 if a random Canadian wins your sticker giveaway. You're going to spend $20 or more to ship the stupid things. So don't. My recommendation as a Canadian is I don't want your stickers that badly. And if anybody gives you hassle about that, just say, I'm sorry, I'm not a millionaire or a billionaire. So no international. Good morning, Manda Panda. And then your shipping profile should, of course, be the weight that it is. Oh my God. Thank you so much, IBCC shop. I have to take a screenshot of that. Hang on. I'm having, sorry. Screenshot. Oh, I just turned you guys off. That was brilliant. Sorry. Now I'm frozen. Son of a nutcracker. Okay, well, at least I got the screenshot in. Am I still there? Hello? There we go. Oh, there. Oi, oi. There's a car and it's driving down the road. How dare it? How dare it? Okay. How dare it? Okay, so I got the screenshot. Sorry about that. All right, so then your shipping, you want to select the weight that it's going to be when it's mailed out. So if the stickers are 0 to 1 ounces, but once you put it into an envelope and stick a label on top, it's going to be 1 to 3 ounces. Then you want to select 1 to 3 ounces. It's not going to make a difference for your price, really, because you're doing letter mail. Oh, it was worse. It was a motorcyclist who was driving up and down our road. Gasp. Okay, and then your optional fields, you can put in how much it's costing you and that kind of stuff for your own benefit. And then you just hit publish. And then, I know, those silly motorcycles. And then when you look at your giveaway section, you will see that there's a giveaway there. Not that that's an actual giveaway. And then if you change your mind and you're like, I'm not going to do that giveaway anymore, you can just hit delete. Boop. Boop. There we go. Sorry, everyone. Not giving away stickers tomorrow. And that's how you do it. All right. So welcome in. And if you're new here, welcome. Chic Vibes and Pop Vibes. Good morning, hun. How are you? And Christine Wolf, good morning. Good morning. Who else came in while I wasn't looking? Kelly Irish, hello. Manda Panda 2349's here. Okay, so Peg, that's how you do it. Thrifty Mammy 94, welcome in. Welcome to Whatnot. Hello. You're in great company with a lot of great Canadians and Americans who are in the house. Everybody's welcome in my show. Oh, thank you, Pegs. I think I got it. Thank you, IBCC shop, for the info. Christine Wolf 13 says, my dogs bark at the tractor sounds every day. They live on a farm. Isn't that funny? My last night there was a fox in our backyard, but Romeo didn't see it, but he could smell it, and he ran around because he could smell that there was a fox, and he ran around. I saw it. I was sitting outside getting bit by mosquitoes, but I was enjoying sitting outside in the cool, even though it was evening. And the fox, I just heard a rustle, and I looked over, and I said to the fox, I went, oh, hello, Mr. Fox, like a normal person. And the fox stopped and turned around and went, like, what the fork are you talking to me for? And then was like, and then I said something else, like, are you having a good day? Or something stupid like that. Like as if it was going to say something back to me. And it went, right, there's a crazy lady. I think I'm going to leave. And it took off. Hi, Auntie Sis and that. And hello, boys, if you're watching too. So yeah. And then Romeo's smell. And then, so what Romeo does is that as soon as he smells it, he follows the path, which is always backwards. He's always smelling the path backwards. Hi, Xander. And then he decides he goes all around his backyard, the backyard, which is not very big. We don't have a huge backyard, but he goes all the way around the backyard, barking loudly to scare away the thing that he thinks might be somewhere there. Like he just walks around barking in all the different all the corners to scare it away. Good morning, Taylor Pink. How are you? Okay, so if you're new, welcome. My name is Kim. I'm the Red Rooster. I do these shows every morning, Monday through Saturday. This week, I am not doing the morning show on Saturday because the Waterfront Festival. And tomorrow, I might not, unless there's big news on Canada Post or the tariffs or something. I am not going to do a show tomorrow morning. I apologize, but there's so much left to do for the Waterfront Festival that I'm like, I'm drowning. I'm drowning in Waterfront Festival stuff. Good morning, Malachi's. How are you? So I don't think I'm going to have the time. I'm just going to have to blast through and get as much done in the morning. This kind of cuts into my morning of doing some volunteering. So once this festival is over, I'll be back to my normal amount of chaos instead of this extra chaos until the week before September 13th. And if you, hey, there's Donna. Hi, Donna. Donna, Absolute Flipping Deals, and myself and Thrifting with ADHD are going to be vendors at the Northumberland Vintage Show, which is a lot of fun. It's near Roseneath, Ontario. It's like 15 minutes away from me. It's about an hour and a half from Toronto. If you are in the Toronto or Ontario area, like around, like, you know, around me, if you're like within a couple of hours and you are interested in joining us, it's just, it could be any category as long as it's true vintage. And you could join us if you want to. It's like, we're basically calling it the Whatnot Sellers booth. We have a big gigantic tent or tents. We have a whole bunch of tents. We're making a big tent out of it. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you want to join us, message me and I'll give you the details. The cost would just be your time plus $100 for a part, like to help with the cost of the booth. And if you want to stay overnight, there might be some cottages available in the area that I can point out to you. There might even be the cottage that Donna and Carolyn and Leah are staying at, which is like down the road from me. Like I can stumble down the road to them. Fatima, good morning. How are you? Okay, so I don't know why I'm playing with this. I'll just put my hair back. That makes it easier. All right. So back, what were we talking about? Oh, right. So if you're new, welcome in. Welcome to my craziness. So I apologize. This week is a little bit different than most weeks. Next week, I'll get back to same bat time, same bat channel. I will be adjusting my shows so that I do chat shows every morning, but then sell. So we talk for a bit and then I start selling because I need to start selling again. Your girl has way too much stuff. And, yeah, I just need to start selling again. So that's that. Okay. So if you are new to, there are free resources down below. I know there's tons of Blue Mountain. Do you want some Blue Mountain? I got some Blue Mountain pottery for you. I have to do like just a Blue Mountain pottery only show. I only have like 4,000 pieces. So the free resources that are down below here, for it's not $2,025. That's because it's 2025. That's why I put it like that. I do not want any more Blue Mountain pottery unless they want Blue Mountain pottery, Donna. Then I want to know about it. But otherwise, I'm just gonna do nonstop auctions with Blue Mountain pottery. I'll tell you later about what I have planned for the business. I have some ideas. I have some plans. They're going to cost me money as usual, but I have plans. Anyways, so the free resources that are available, there's goal planners, there's show planners, there's raid train show planners. So if you're going to be on a raid train, there's like questions to ask yourself, and there's like, it's like kind of like a checklist and a planner all in one page. There's also stickers for summer and winter for thermal shock. If you don't know what thermal shock is, basically when it's super hot outside and somebody leaves a box of like breakables, glass, ceramics, pottery, enameled ware, jewelry, crystals, all that kind of stuff. If you take it from super hot out in the sun and bring it into your air conditioned house and open it up right away, you're going to cause thermal shock and you could damage the items inside. So I have stickers for that, and vice versa. Hey, Jenny Lou Who, how are you? Vice versa, in the winter, cold coming into heat, can do the same thing. So I have stickers for summer and winter. What else? There's also labels to put on boxes so you can recycle your boxes. And I have some coloring pages, and I don't know if I have my glow information, but my 365 glow information might be on there for glowy glass. Yeah, so I have a lot of things. There's a lot of things down in the free resources. If you can't use the QR code, because you can just click on click on the image, and then it'll come up big. And then you can click on it again so you can see the full image, and then just take a screenshot, and then later on open it in your like photos, and it should read it. Most photo software will read the QR code, but if not, you can go up to my profile at the top, and if you read down to the bottom of my profile, I do have a link, a bit.ly, a bit.ly link to all of these resources. It's the same thing. Triscuit, yum. Triscuit is yummy. Good morning, Sandra, too. How are you? So, okay, so feel free to share your shows and ask your questions. I'm only going to be on for another 20 minutes, and then I got to cut it, and we're going to raid into somebody. So ask your questions and share your shows and look for follows and all that stuff. I am in Canada. Yes. Are you in Canada, too? I am in Canada. I'm in Ontario. You're in Manitoba. Awesome. I love it. So everyone feel free to share where you're from. I'm going to talk about Canada Post for a second. This will alert people who want to know about Canada Post. Canada Post shipping to the States is perfectly fine. You don't have a problem with Canada Post shipping to the States. You're in Manitoba, so you don't have a Chit Chats location near you. So, yay, another Canadian, I know. Majestic Way, good morning. Kelly Irish is in northern BC. There are lots of Canadians. There are lots of Canadians on here. Friends Apparel, good morning. How are you doing? Okay, so Canada Post Cup W update is that on Friday, so tomorrow, Canada Post and the Cup W are going to sit down. The union and Canada Post are going to be sitting down on Friday to start negotiation talks. So that gives us, they've delayed it because the vote was on August 1st, and it's so on two. Yeah. So we do not have a strike. We are okay. You're okay for a while. Keep selling, keep calm, and keep selling. If for any reason they do go on strike at some point, it will probably be a couple of weeks away at the earliest. But again, this is my educated guess, not an absolute, because Canada Post could sit down with them on Friday, say, fork you guys don't want to negotiate the way we want you to negotiate, so we're just going to lock you out. they can do that. So, or the union could say, we really tried to talk with them, but they're refusing to actually talk. And so we're going to go on strike. They did promise, Cup W did promise that, pinky promise their members that they would not go directly to strike, that they would try to negotiate. Ooh, there you go. Funky Junk Shop is in Niagara Falls, and Donna is going to be in Niagara Falls. Friends Apparel is in Langley, BC. That is awesome. Hello, hello. If you're in the States, say where you are too. And Triscuit Yum have got to sell all my Lululemon, and I'm worried it'll get lost when shipped. No, it's fine. I've never had anything get lost in transit using Whatnot. Whatnot is totally prepared for this. I'm glad you discovered the app. Welcome to Whatnot. I'm kind of like the Canadian chat person. So if you have questions, come to me. Oh, there you go. Absolute flipping deals. Funky Junk Shop has a booth at the Vintage Venture store. That's cool. So, yeah, I'm sure you have lots of questions. You can also watch my videos, my live shows. I do have as many as is possible on YouTube, so you can look up in my profile for my YouTube channel, and you'll be able to rewatch my shows. I have topic shows that I do from time to time, as well as we just have regular chat shows. Just know there's chaos involved in all of my shows. I will get squirrely and I will lose my train of thought, and I'm not perfect. So don't expect perfection, because you won't get it from me. You will not get it from me. If you want nuttiness and different glasses, then you've come to the right place, because I do not usually wear the same glasses twice in a row in a day. Even throughout the day, I'll switch my glasses. But today, I feel like these ones. Anyways, these are kind of like my 1980s librarian. I'm just trying to be like I want to be my 1980s librarian from school. So do you need to worry about Canada Post striking? Well, of course. The strike clock, I have my imaginary strike clock is still set at 3 minutes to midnight. It could happen. They could go on strike, or there could be a lockout, and it could happen, literally tomorrow they could do something. But I think it's going to be okay for a bit. Neither one really wants to have Canada Post stop working. Like, the workers want to keep working. They just want a new contract that's fair to them. And Canada Post wants to keep Canada Post running, but they want a contract that's going to be in their favor. Because in the email that they sent out to business owners, they said that Canada Post is currently undergoing an existential crisis, which I had to ask Google and say, can a corporation have an existential crisis? Because that seems like something a human has, and not a corporation. But a lot of corporations, according to Google, have existential crises. So they're in the midst of an existential crisis. There you go. Funky Junk Shop is giving you all the places to shop when you're not with me, Donna. Okay, so Triscuit Yum asks, when you do a live, does it just title every poll by number automatically? It's so different than Posh, so I don't know how to prepare. So you can preload your store like Posh, like you preload your closet. If you're gonna do random polls, you can kind of do it. I'll show you by pulling up my books. Because that's easiest. Books. Let's see if they're probably inactive. Yep. So what I do for books, and you could do this for your clothing, I have it by weight, but you could have it like t-shirts, pants, and then you could just pull up the next one. What it will do is I will call you back, MJ. What it will do is so it'll show, for example, let's bookmark this one. Okay, so pin this one. So I number them like book 04 so I can find them easily, and they go in the right order. Bill Y, the oddity guy. Bill Y, the oddity guy. What's up? And Treed, good morning. Who else just came in that I missed? Ty. or Tia. Sorry, Tia, welcome in. How are you doing? So for example, here with the monster weight book, if I sold like 4 of those, the first one would be number 1, and then the second one be number 2, and the next one would be number 3, number 4. The system will number them, so you can put numbers on them. What I tend to do when I'm selling clothing or books, when I'm using different weight categories, is for me to find it easy. I either post-it note, like the name of the person who bought it, or I will pile them up. So with the clothing, I will pile it in a pile, like the first one I sell, then the second one, etc. So all I need to do is go backwards when I'm going through. When you go through your orders, you can see your order list, and then you can see who got every order, and you can just go backwards from it. Good morning, True North Collectibles. So you can do random pulls this way. You can also do random pulls. You could do it by weight. You could do it by like t-shirts, that sort of thing, by what it is, as long as you make sure that your weights are correct. You want your weight that you select. I don't know, you tell me who we're rating. I'm happy to rate anyone. You the the weight that you want to select for your item when it's a random pull especially has got to be the higher weight. So if you have like 6 t-shirts and that you're going to sell under the t-shirts, random t-shirts, the heaviest one is the one that you should go with, because guaranteed that's the one that's going to sell, is the heaviest one, because Murphy's Law. And then you want to do it at packed weight. So if you're doing t-shirts and that, you're probably putting in a poly mailer. You only need to add a couple more ounces on. But then if you're someone who adds tissue paper and a note and a little gifty and all that kind of stuff, you need to add that to the weight too. You have to add the complete weight, and then my suggestion is you bump it up a bit. No, there's no standard shipping fee like Posh. It is not like Posh in that way. No. So it's yeah. But there's better community, less drama, and awesome people. And you get the US market too, and you'll be okay. Yeah. So it's paid per, yeah, as his friends, Carol says, shipping is paid per item. So the first piece of clothing that they buy from you will be the highest amount. And then after that, it's just a small increment on top of that. So if they bought a t-shirt, and it cost them $14 for that first one. Yes, you have to do that all before your show. You preload. You can do it live. You can do, like I could literally do right now. I could load something live, but it takes time, and then you're staring at your phone and talking to your phone instead of talking to people, right? So it's better to have just some random stuff already put into your. If you're going to do random pulls, do a generic random pull listing or multiple listings, like I do with my books, where I have multiple book listings based on weight. So I even did the same thing when I did kids clothing. Let me see if I can find it. Kids inactive. Yes. So I had this one, and what else did I have? I had clothing, inactive, random pull. I had, so what I did for these random pulls for kids clothing is I weighed almost all of the clothes and found the safest average weight that would work for this category. So basically, when people bought, their first one was like $11 or $7 or $14, and then their next item was like 0, then 5 cents, then 25 cents, etc. Now, always go higher than the weight category that you think it should go into. Always go one higher. And that's because, unfortunately, right now, there's some sort of it's a glitch. There's a glitch right now, and Canadian sellers have a smaller default box size, which means that we do get adjustments. Now you get 5 free adjustments, but if you sell a lot in a show to a lot of people, you might have to pay if there's a difference in the price between what the label costs based on your measurements and weight and what the person paid for shipping. You will have to cover that expense if you use up those 5 free adjustments. You get 5 free adjustments each week, and it resets basically Sunday afternoon. So what you can do is you could do a show on Friday, do your shipping on Saturday. If you have extra, if you have to, some people will use up 5 adjustments on Saturday, and then on Sunday afternoon they'll have fresh adjustments and they do 5 more. Trisket Yum says shipping will be much more than Americans normally pay, though, so it seems as though they wouldn't buy. It's not that much more. It is not actually that much more. For them, it is pretty cheap compared to, it is cheaper to ship to the US, to like Florida from Ontario, than it is to ship to Vancouver Island. So it isn't actually that much more. Americans are paying like what? For something for the basic, and $9.91 or something for like a flat rate box, and then it's increments after that. So yeah, it will be in Canadian dollars. So they're paying like they might. So like for example, let's pull up something. Yeah, it's cheaper for US and locally. Yard Yeller is correct. Okay, let's look at lightweight. Let's do the lightweight start auction. Okay, so if anybody in the US who is here, can you tell me how much it told you shipping was, or what it says for shipping right now for a lightweight book, which is like a paperback book type thing. Natural State of High, thank you, says 1021. Is that 1021 US, or is that the top price, or is that the lower, like is that the 1021 Canadian? So 1021 US. So it is, yes, it is more expensive than them buying a book from so thank you, Bill. So it's about 1021 for most of the US. So if they then buy, what we always tell our American friends is buy in bulk. Buy as much as possible, because your shipping goes way down for the next item and the next item and the next item. In fact, sometimes it will say free shipping. And then every once in a while it'll jump up to like 50 cents or $1 or something. But once they get over that first purchase, and you can always offer a coupon that helps offset some of those costs if you want to. I used to do that at the beginning. Trisket Yum says, would you suggest polymers and not boxes? Up to you. Polymer bags is what a lot of clothing sellers use, but it's up to you. If you want to do boxes, but they do add extra weight. That's main reason why, and also with a polymer box, you can do some squishing. You can squish it a bit. But not all clothing sellers do that. It depends on, I mean, you're selling Lululemon, so you can do some squishing and nobody's going to pull it out and it's not going to look like crud, right? If you're selling something that's like a linen shirt, you want it to look nice when they unwrap it and not look like they need to spend a day ironing it. So that's totally up to you. Okay, let's see what else is going on here. Northumberland Tourism wants to send me a message. Okay. No problem. All right, it is 10:25. Bill Y, the audio guy, says, I like to offer first-time buyers a 20% off coupon. That's brilliant. Yeah, coupons are your friend. If you are a new seller, no matter where you live in the world, coupons are your friend. It's the reason why companies still offer coupons all these years later with every internet and everything else. You get like coupon codes and, click here for 50% off this and real coupons that people still cut out of papers and bring into their local store. Momos asks, do you see shipping holding back Canadian sellers from becoming big successful sellers? No, I mean, you go and talk to Stamp Pickers. Corey, he's a premier shop seller. He sells on Whatnot, and he's like, to be Premier Shop, you have to do $50,000 in 90 days. So no, I don't think so. I think if you think that shipping is too high and you project that out to your sellers, then yeah, I mean your buyers, I guarantee you're not going to have many sales. But if you project out, I'm giving you value for money and it's worth it to pay for that shipping, then you'll get sales. When like a year ago, a year ago, we didn't have these cheaper amounts. The cost for shipping with Canada Post was way higher. We didn't have chit chats as an option. It was way more for most people. Some people it was cheaper, but for most people, especially to the States, it was way more. And we still managed to do sales. So I don't believe that sales are the issue. It's the same thing as I look on eBay. And yes, eBay's time is starting to fade. eBay needs to figure something out because their time is starting to fade. Everyone that I talk to is saying eBay is going down. But think about how much when you go on to look on eBay for a listing, how much the shipping is there and people are still selling, right? I don't think that shipping is the issue. You are going to hear from people who are going to say shipping is an issue, but that's like if you work in any retail environment, someone will tell you they don't like the way your door opens, or they think that your cash register should be here. There's always people who are going to tell you something negative, but the majority of people are just like they're just looking for a good deal. They're looking for that thing that they really want so that they can give it to somebody, right? So yeah, there Bill Y the audited guy says everyone will always buy no matter what. They're gonna buy from somebody. Maybe they're not gonna buy from you, but they're gonna buy from somebody. Are there people out there who will say your shipping's too high? Like I've been in raid trains that were American raid trains, and I was the only Canadian, and there were people who came into my show who like were absolutely clueless about how Canadian shipping works, and this one woman started on me about how I was doing my shipping wrong because my shipping was way too high and I was not a smart seller because I didn't know how to do shipping. And I'm like, I'm in Canada. And she was still like, no, you're doing it wrong. And I finally was just like, look, I'm not going to argue with you right now. I'm just trying to sell. I'm sorry that you don't like our shipping, but I'm sure she did. She thought Canada was part of the United States. Like, I'm sure it was one of those things, kind of like, presidents who think that Europe is a country, things like that. Flash finds, what's up? So there are people out there who don't understand things. There are people out there who are going to complain and be negative about your shipping. Let it slide, move on, keep going. You will sell. Are some people not going to buy? Absolutely. But does that mean that you're not going to sell? You're going to sell. Ask Corey. Go into Stamp Pickers and see how you can sell. Go into Bricks on Demand and see how you can sell. You can sell on Whatnot, and you can sell more than just TCG and do well on Whatnot and be like Premier Shop if you want to. Yard Yeller says, can we get a cut of the shipping cost to alleviate the shipping materials needed for shipping? No, add that on. That's a cost of doing business, my love. I know you're dreaming. Add it on to your start bid. Don't do dollar starts. Momo says all we need now is to have Americans bid up prices in U.S. currency, not Canadian dollars. We used to have U.S. dollars selling, and don't get people started on that because there's some of us who do miss it because we missed the exchange. But you know what? There are a lot of Americans will come on and realize that they're getting a bargain because they see psychologically when they see here's what it is in Canadian dollars, and then they see a discount below with the estimate of what it is in U.S. dollars. That feels like a discount, right? It feels like a sale, and people get excited because they're like, oh, it's not $5, it's $3 and something odd cents. That's pretty cool. I'm going to bid on that, right? Yes, girl math. Exactly. So we had to raise our prices to Canadian dollars from American dollars before we were able to kind of, like, I was able to do live shopping in a thrift store and just go on par and not have to calculate, because I would just be like, well, I'm going to have to pay tax and I'm going to have to pay whatnot. So, uh, so if I, uh, oh my God, it's 10:30 already. I would just like do on par because it was like 35%, right? So I think it's like 33% right now. Chic seller's name. So you want to look at Bricks on Demand and stamp_pickers, Corey. Last question is going to Trisket Yum, who asks, how do buy it now do, or is auction better? Totally up to you. I would do a mix. I would have stuff in my buy it now and stuff in my auction. I think I talked about this yesterday and the day before about the different ways that you can whatnot, and there might be a show that's in my YouTube that's about the many ways you can whatnot. I will be doing another one. Records from the Six, what's up? I will be doing another one, I promise. So recap before I go. Creative Chris, hello. Recap before I go. If someone wants to suggest someone to raid, I would appreciate it. The Old Lady's Attic. I apologize. I have to go because I need to start working on finding a security company for the festival, because our security company canceled. And I will not be on tomorrow, and I will not be on Saturday. So I will see you guys again on Monday. So recap of the Canada Post. There is no strike right now. Tomorrow, the union and Canada Post are sitting down for negotiations. Fingers crossed. I have no hope, but I can cross my fingers. What time do I go on? I usually go on around 9:45 a.m. 9:45 a.m. until I stop. Your wow items in your shop will bring people into your auction. Yes, absolutely. Bill, why the Audi guys? So put stuff, really cool stuff, into your buy it now. They will show up in your store on your profile, and that will totally bring people into your auction. Absolutely. Thank you, Momos. All right, I love you guys so much. I'm gonna go take another pill because I can feel this pill is not doing its job. Let me just see who we can raid into. Minimize show. Go over here. Let's see who's on. Unless anyone has a suggestion. Kelly Irish, my second show is this Sunday, Vintage Decor. I'm in Northern BC. Yay! I'm hoping that it'll show me another Canadian on here. There is somebody who's on, but I try to find someone new whenever I can. I'm just going to refresh it. See if I refresh it, if it'll give me somebody else. Nope. All right. You know what? We haven't gone into Pokemon cards in a while, so let's go buy some Pokemon cards. With Great Canadian TCG. Oh, yes. Angie's This and That has a family fashion raid train that's on Sunday. She needs people to fill in spots. It's on Sunday. It's a really great raid train. It's all anything family fashion related, for all ages. Great _ Canadian. There they are. So yes, message her. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. All right, this is who we're going to go into, but I forgot how to raid. Great. There they are. Okay. All right, we're going to go in and check out what a Fusion Strike Box rip is. That sounds exciting. It's not my thing, but anyways, I love you guys so much. When you go in, spam the chat. We're going to double their viewers, and I will see you on Hi Pink Vintage. I will see you on Monday. Yep, Monday.